Hello and welcome to another video. So recently I moved house, and while moving house I found this newspaper cutout from the world famous Whitby Gazette, which is the town I grew up in North Yorkshire. On this clipping there was two blokes. It must have been in maybe the late 70s, maybe early 80s, in their hiking gear, stood near the whalebones, and the title of the article was "Aching Feet After an Amazing Feat." And one of them two men that was stood under them whalebones was my granddad. And in the article it goes on to say that at a party, while drinking homebrew, they had the idea to walk the coast to coast, and has just recently been given national trail status. So it is actually one of the national trails now, but back then there wasn't many people doing it. There wasn't many people doing long distance hiking, so my granddad and his mate were pioneers and inspiration. I'd like to think that some people read that Whitby Gazette and it inspired them to do it, just like when people have watched my videos of me hiking and then they've gone out to do it. I'd like to think that me and my granddad have both inspired people to get out and do a bit, which is lovely. Tucked away with this article was a lot of photographs of my granddad when he was doing his long distance hiking, and some of the clothes and equipment that he used along the way. So I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to try, to the best of my abilities, to track down everything that he used and the stuff that was around at the time, to put together a kit, a vintage camping kit, not just to test out on a wild camp or just to see what it looks like, but to actually get out there and do a multi-day hike with the kit. And this is that kit. Right down to duds, mate, right down to these brown cords that I got in a chazza shop. I'll show you through this kit, and then we're gonna compare and contrast it to today's modern kit, see how they both compare, check out the weights, have a little closer look at what's in my backpack, and then I'm going to take it all on a multi-day hike and just see how I get on. See if these shoulder straps don't actually take my arms off. Let's talk through it. So we're going to get down on the floor together and have a little look. The outside, you've got to have your flat cap, Yorkshire. This is a stick I found years ago. That'll do. They didn't have all this fancy telescopic poles and stuff, so my stick, my Aran wool jumper, a cotton t-shirt. They didn't have the materials back then that we have now, like the super down jackets. It's just wool and cotton and canvas. So that's what I'm in. Cotton t-shirt, wool Aran jumper, just bog standard old man's cords from charity shop, woolen socks, leather boots, good old leather boots. And I do have some red shoelaces to put on my leather boots before we set off, because for some reason in all the pictures back then everyone had leather boots and red shoelaces, so I have to do that as well. And this is the backpack. Should we get it off and have a look? It looks good though, doesn't it? I look like some sort of mad sheep herder or something. Or it looks maybe like I've just opened a coffee shop in a posh area of London, and this is me on my way to work. But anyway, so if you're about in the next couple of days on one of these trails and you see me, just give us a wave. Please don't kick my head in for looking like this. Give us a wave, come and have a chat. I'll tell you all about it. Let's have a closer look in this bag. I've just brought this to Elon Musk. You've got me there. Look at this. This is brilliant, isn't it? Here we go. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited to do this, to put this kit together, and I'm really excited to take it out on a hike, just to sort of, it's a hippie as, but to connect with the past, to connect with how my grandparents would have hiked and people of the past would have hiked, and to make me appreciate the kit of today. This is the kit of today, which is a kit that I've put together, all brand new equipment, which is 3 times lighter than this. It's got more gear in it, more warmer gear, more hard wearing. Well, that's debatable actually, whether it's more hard wearing, because this bag is probably more hard wearing than this one, but it's pretty nuts. This is a vintage West German 1950s to 60s external frame rucksack. So a military backpack. And if we have a look, I've got the tent is in here, but I've had to take the tent to pieces because it's so heavy and so big. It's the biggest and heaviest thing about this kit. This backpack is beautiful, mate. It looks stunning, doesn't it? Canvas, leather buckles, metal frame on it, a little support for your back there that's adjustable. It's got this thing here which is a quick release hook. Comes off when you want to take your backpack off in a hurry, if you fall in a river or whatever. Not that we do that sort of thing around here because we're professionals. That nylon musk joke was good, wasn't it? I'm still quite taken aback by that. I've still got it. Still got it. Been out the game for a while. They thought I'd fallen off. Come straight back in with nylon musk. So you've got a big front pouch here to put your rations in. Your whatever you have back then. I've got my hand stuck. Nice little pouches on the side. Both identical. Put your water in there or whatever you fancy. There's no pockets in the top there. But beautiful adjustable leather strap. It's got a bit of whatever that is, like wool or something, or some sort of fabric on the shoulders, which stops it from rubbing but doesn't give it any padding whatsoever, really. In comparison to this, brand new with the Triflex carry system, airflow, it's got bungee cords, elasticated side pouches, it's got a net at the front, put all your wet stuff in, huge zip pouch at the top. Very comfortable to wear, adjustable straps all over it. You just don't feel like you're wearing this at all. You know you've got this on. But for the time, for the 50s and 60s, this is surprisingly comfortable and it carries a load really well. We're not going to take too much of a look at this. We're going to just breeze through this brand new backpack with all the stuff in it. You can win this. I'll leave a link below. I'm doing a raffle for this brand new camping kit. Full everything you need in here. We'll have a little closer look, but I have done more of a detailed look at it. And if you want to enter, it's just £3 a ticket. A portion of that does go to Mental Health UK and the rest goes back into the channel and helps me produce the content that I do. And it's been a long winter and you'd be really doing me a favour if you just bought a couple of tickets. There are bundles down there as well, so you can get yourself a few deals. I'd really appreciate that, thanks. Right, let's have a look inside the internals. I'll tell you something as well, you can't get into it in a hurry. It's not something that you can just clip off. You've got to really be, right, I'm going into my bag now. Which I guess I'll find this out on the trail. We'll put that to one side. Oh my word. Sounds mad. It's just got a little drawstring here that I've just tied off. And here we go. What's that? Oh, it's the tent. So first thing that I get to is my shelter, which I've taken apart and put it into two bits. That's your lightweight shelter. Very heavy. And this is the majority of the weight coming from this kit is coming from this tent. It's pretty bonkers. This is the Vango Force 10 lightweight 2-person tent. They claim it to be lightweight, which I guess for back then it was, but when you compare it to what we have these days, so much quicker and easier to get in to these bags. And there we are. If you think that is sort of today's equivalent, which weighs less, this whole tent weighs less than the poles. Crazy. This is the Big Agnes copper spur. I am going to set this up at some point and have a look at it before I set off. I'll put some images of the tent on here now. The Vango Force 10 or whatever it is. Crazy little thing. I will do more of an in-depth look at this, but the video will be too long if I start putting things up and looking solidly through everything. So I'm just going to run through what I'm taking with me. And then maybe on the first night of the hike, we'll put this up together and have a look at it. Check out the finer details. All right, what else am I taking? Oh, that's not just all the tent, there's this as well. This is just the pegs and bits and pieces. Everything I got on here, I got pretty much all of it on eBay because you can't buy this stuff new anymore. So it's in good nick, no lie. Right, okay, in fact, the pegs, should we just see? Sorry, but we want to see, don't we? Let's have a look what this weighs. Is it starting to rain? Please don't rain, mate. I'm really enjoying myself. It's good to be back. It's good to see you. Been off sauce for 3 months. Not had a slurp for 3 months, but I'll maybe make a little video about that. Right, Here we go. 0.8. 0.8 kg. Jeez. 800 grams. 1.1. 0.8. 1.1. 300 grams, mate. A full tent with pegs and everything is only 300 grams heavier than the peg bag for this Brutus. That's man. That is bonkers, isn't it? Is it raining? Don't rain, please don't rain. The total weights of these things is this brand new high-end camping equipment, 4 kgs. This thing here, without food, without water, is 12 point something kgs. So you've got 3 times, 3 of my normal backpacks is what I'll be carrying on this trip. This is the stove. You see? Hey, I might just do that. Look, get up here. Nylon musk. This is the stove. So you use one of these gas canisters, goes in here, bottom bit goes on. These bits should, come on boys, don't let me down, lift them up. Right, lift them up and then back, up and then back. There's your stable service, and then there's your little gas thing. That's not too bad, is it, for back then? I mean, it's heavy. It is heavy. I've got an electric scale at home, so I'll put all the weights on here as I'm going through things. But that's just the stove there. That's just the stove. A cup. It's just got to be one of these. There was no lightweight titanium, so it's just from home. An enamel sort of tinny, just like one of these old school, what is it, like an enamel or tin or something, I don't know. That cup, there's your cup. Can't cook with it or out, it's just for drinking water out of. Pans, everyone knows what these are, or you should do, or if you don't, I'll tell you, the mess tins. Just military mess tins. And they fit one inside the other, and they'll sit on top. Do you even need to see what this looks like? Yeah, you do actually, look. That's me, look. Boiling water, cooking, making noodles. There'll be no camping meals on this trip. Just a fork. You know what a fork looks like to eat with. That's it. And in contrast, so there's all that which weighs this, and then this is the modern day equivalent. Oh, so in here you've got everything you need. You've got a fire steel, a titanium folding spork. I like this jumper, mate. It's making me want to have a drink of Guinness or just an ale. But I've not had a drink for 3 months. What do you call it? Dry January just got completely out of hand. I'm 3 months deep without a swill. And I'm going to make a little video on it before, just to let you know my findings and stuff. And this is the stove, look. The Soto stove. And there's your weights of these. I was pleasantly surprised with this. This is the original Thermarest. Self-inflating as well, so that saves me. Because, believe it or not, they didn't have any flex tail mini pumps back then. I know, heartbreaking. But this thing is nice. I quite like this. It's a lovely olive and green colour as well, but I'll show you that fully on the trail, and I'll probably do a final thoughts once I've finished the big hike. Well, just to let you know how things went with everything. Or you'll tune in to the hike to find out whether it's comfy or not. But I thought that was pretty good. It's pretty lightweight. It only weighs this. So that's the oldest Thermarest. You can see the difference, and the difference in materials used. This is going to be a lot warmer than this one. But in weight, there's not much in it. There's not much in it. This is fun. Extra pair of wool socks. I just got some beefy wool socks, pure wool. That's what you need. Torch. The torches. So this is the torch that I'll be taking with me. Ever ready. Boink. That's it. That's all you've got. That's all you've got. It's just a vintage torch. Some of you might remember these from back in the day. That's all I'm taking with me. Compared to This day and age, you've got these with all the bells and whistles on, this Petzl head torch. It is a head torch. This is just one of them in it, or just stick it under a hat or whatever. Like that. You just make it work. What else we got? Oh, sleeping bag. Again, not as I mean, I've done a lot of research for this as well. Like, I'm not, just like with my modern camping kit, I put a lot of research in, read a lot of articles, and just try and find the lightest and the best, if I can, of the equipment that's available. Diamore Firelight Retro sleeping bag off eBay. It weighs, saying it's good for 3 seasons, but I just don't think it is. I don't know, mate. It just looks ever so thin. It looks crazy thin, and it's only going to have, it's only synthetic as well. So we'll put that to the test. I could well just be freezing my teats off in comparison to an actual down sleeping bag, the Rab. I'll just be using my jumper as a pillow, whereas the new stuff, we've got a gram counter, tiny little inflatable pillow. What else? Oh yeah, the most important, look at this. Whoa! Absolute scenes, mate. Look at it. So bright. This is my waterproofs. And the reason I got this headache inducing a luminous orange one is because of this photo here of my granddad in the Lake District in just the same thing, boiling the bag, workman's, I assume, or fisherman's waterproof. So I got the same. Same bag, same waterproofs, same everything I could really. And then just my first aid kit, just some Elastoplasts and some tweezers and stuff like that. Real basic first aid kit. Whereas with this one, you've got your full, lightweight, tiny first aid kit with everything you need in there. You also have the knife for the old school, and the knife for the new school. The Swiss Army knife, which transcends time. An absolute beauty of a thing. It's only the little one with a corkscrew bottle opener and a knife on it. Tweezers, toothpick. Perfect. It's a perfect knife. Perfect camping knife. And I use it as an EDC as well. For water carry, I'm just going to be taking bottles of water, 2 bottles of water. Just a plaggy bottle of water. I ain't got it on me now, but that's all I'm going to be taking is a plaggy bottle or a canteen full of water, and then I'll have to fill up at wherever I can, pubs and things like that, because you don't have the luxury of a water filter like this, which is in the new kit, Sawyer Mini. You just fill this up, attach that on, squeeze it out, and you've got filtered water. I'll have to be a bit savvy and I'll have to just carry a load of water to begin with. And then we've got the hiking poles. As I say, I've just got this. My hiking pole I've had this a few years now. I'll take that with me in comparison to these modern telescopic, lightweight, decent handles. But for me, there's not much in it with weight really. And I will be looking forward to using this actually. Nuts in it. Look at this, man. Stealth camping. Boiling bag. Oh, I can't wait. I mean, I'm going to take them because it's what they had, but I can't see me wanting to put these boiling bag beasts on. Like, jacket will be alright. Stand out like a sore thumb, you know. Not good for stealth camping, but good for keeping me dry. When tent probably fails on me and ends up full of water, or who knows what's going to fail and what's going to work. But I'll know what's going to fail and what's going to work when I get back, or while I'm there doing it. And there we have it, the vintage backpacking kit. All that remains is for me to crunch out some miles and do a few wild camps. So if you want to see how I get on this multi-day hike, feel free to subscribe. It's free to do, and click the bell notification and you'll be notified of the next upload. Until then, look after yourselves and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Oh, I've got a silly microphone on me hat so you can hear me go off, and I'm going to talk proper Yorkshire when I'm on this hike. Proper old school, yeah? We're going to get down with it. But we can't leave camera because we might need that. We'll need camera for hike, won't we? So you can't stay there. Right, cut to black and white or sepia and then fade to black. See you later.